We welcome you to lesson 138 at NAMAS University, Earth's Spiritual University, the place and community that helps you grow into fully soul-guided people and to help you achieve your mission in this incarnation in accordance with the up-to-date divine plan. Hello, dear students. We speak in group consciousness with one voice. You know us as the band of brothers, Lord Buddha, YESHUA, whom you may know as Jesus, and God Shiva. We bring fraternal love in the divine masculine vibration at this time to lift the masculine from its fractured path on earth. The divine feminine has been operating well recently, thanks to the intuitive receptivity of the feminine anchors. You may have noticed your masculine energies need divine masculine intervention. We are here in service to the human kingdom of Earth. We stand together in unity and harmony, in one united heart, voice and mind. Since Earth's shift to and through the fifth dimension, you are no longer observers of events, but rather you are meant to be active participants and actively moving towards living in unity consciousness. For our series of lessons, we are tasked with teaching what Earth's humans need for a future speaking with one voice, and what it takes to be permanently soul connected. We speak to you through our first soul connected scribe, the first master voice to do so. We shall refer to our friend as our master scribe. It is our aim and the reason we speak that you too learn to become soul connected. Being soul connected allows you to have daily, direct contact with your soul, Shambhala, and your master teachers and assistants. For today's lesson, lesson 138, we attempt to help you rise through your 3D perception by using the power of your imagination as a transformative learning tool and a roadmap to living in the unity consciousness of fifth dimensional life, and the ultimate goal of each person resonating in one voice in the harmonics of one mind. First, as a quick recap of our previous two lessons, when we mention, and repeat again, resonating in one voice in the harmonics of one mind, do you relax on hearing those words? Does your soul sing on the release of an unrecognizable pressure? Or do you notice a slight flutter of fear in your body? Did you feel a negative automatic reaction that you thought you had reasoned with? Was there a question forming around one voice, one mind, which asked, what about my individuality, my personality? Do I have to agree with everyone all the time? What about me, me, me? We are smiling as we ask you. Is that feeling of me, me, me still there with you? Let us reassure you. It is perfectly normal 3D thinking. It is your wild child ego personality reminding you it is still there and operating as usual. But hopefully, as you practice these lessons, its insistence is fading ever more into the background. Let us take a moment to imagine a life with no conflict, living in the harmonics of love. And all of you are human. You have not magically transformed into the religious beings you have been told about. Just let's say you have not grown wings and you are not made of gossamer. However, in 5D reality, you now hold more light quotient in 5D. You are permanently at peace, which leaves you free to resonate on the love vibration as the beloved Master Teacher YESHUA demonstrated while visiting your third dimension. In the stories about him, he is called Jesus. The Master YESHUA resonated divine love. Your third dimension human love is complicated in its confusion of emotion, need, and expectation. Humans give away too much of their responsibility to another in their quest for happiness. Another human being cannot fulfill you. Happiness is for you alone to find. That is what we ask you to look for here, now. The secret is this. If you can imagine that you are able to remember the tiniest glimpse of this divine love and use that memory through to viscerally feel it in your third dimension body in this moment for even seconds at a time, your human third dimension experience will change exponentially for the better. Can you imagine the highest of 5 vibrations? Do you know where to start looking for divine love? We will not concentrate on your loving relationship with another. Relationships are complicated. We ask you to choose something simple. We suggest you look to nature. Or you may have a Marcel Proust, Madeleine memory. For Proust, the simple cake triggered safe memories of a loving grandmother's home. Close your eyes. Remember the thing that makes your heart open. Which memory brings waves of happiness, peace, love, or contentment when you think of it? Do you have such a memory? Keep it simple and personal to you. It will probably mean absolutely nothing to any person you may have shared the experience with. That is because it is all yours. You have no idea how important these little positive memory files are. Think of your own experiences. Each one of us will share a simple, meaningful memory. For example number 1. A sunset in peach, pink, or red clouds. I breathe in and feel gratitude to be standing in this spot at this moment in time. I am one with nature and remember a time past when all of us lived in such beauty. Example number 2. A flower with or without perfume. Its beauty fires a shiver through my body, and my eyes fill with water yet I do not understand why. Well, the reason is because it is speaking to my heart, and as yet I do not understand its message formed in words, which is why in that moment I have a brief sense of oneness which fills me in silent awe. Example number 3. A puppy, kitten, or baby, whose innocence, the mere joy of being alive, reminds me of purity. It awakens my ancient memories of when I lived in peace and purity in a time before the demanding work here in the third dimension. Now, have your own memory or imagine your favourite of these love-filled experiences. Take some precious quiet time before third dimension life crashes back in. Hold those love-filled images in your mind and revisit them often. All of you have mobile phones. Take a picture of that flower speaking to you, that puppy, kitten, seascape, that landscape which moved you so much. Look at the image on your office desktop while in the throes of making the deal, looking for money off the best by the bargain. Remember that greatest of vibration is right there within you all the time. Third dimension practicalities just get in the way of your most wonderful experiences. Begin by truly living in the now, in peace, in purity, in love. This is not an opportunity to negate your responsibilities. You know your accounts and dreaded taxes must be paid. Your obligations are part of the contract you brought into 3D. The juicy highlights and lowlights of your life that, yes, you may curse every day, but that is real 3D life. Those are the parts you will not miss. We do not focus on the negatives. Eventually, they just disintegrate as unimportant as you remember that you are living in harmony, recognizing a crystalline structure around you, the flowers perfume the wind in your face, yes, even the chilly rain in the northern hemisphere. They are all talking to you. You return home and pay your bills, but these duties are no longer your most important focus because you have found real magic in the third dimension. Now, imagine the fifth dimension. The ocean of cosmic consciousness awaits you, and your wild child ego personality dissolves without an argument simply because it cannot follow. You are using your imagination as a tool. Imagine a beautiful event that you have experienced even for a split second, even if you had this experience for the smallest amount of time. You are going to use your imagination to remember and fill you up with that memory. you will use that experience from a time in the past and bring it to this time for you to re-experience. Now, we could do an additional mini lesson here on time and how all time happens at once. But for the time being, we will say that this is the reason you can move experiences around. When you remember your special, joyful memory and pull it into the now moment, using the power of your imagination, it is not, we repeat, not the same as wish fulfillment, as the Sanat Kumara explained in his lesson 135, Synchronicity. For example, you are not fantasizing that you are a multimillionaire living on an elaborate yacht. That is not the power of your imagination, and believe us, that is not manifestation either. Again, that is for another lesson. For us here today, imagination is for re-experiencing the joyful, loving times in your life. Even a snapshot of happiness as described will do. Isn't it surprising that you use your imagination so readily when imagining past events that are incredibly sad? The death of a loved one or the loss of a pet, for example. You torture yourself with thoughts of, what could I have done better? You use this form of imagination in a negative sense all the time. At these times, it is the wild child that finds it so easy to talk to you through the power of the imagination, and it only leads you to tortured emotions. And right there in that word emotion, you know you have been caught by that wild child ego personality, using your power of imagination against you. Let's turn this around. The power of imagination is to be used for the simplest of happy events, for memories that you have lived. And you must remember these are true experiences, not a flight of fancy. As students, and yes, we are giving you homework, it is imperative that you take notes. Find your own style of recording. Record, especially when you get a "did that just happen?" moment. For example, did that flower say hi to me as I walked past that window box? Do not dismiss these things. That is exactly what goes in the journal. Dated, timed, describe how you were feeling and what you were thinking of at the time. Put a giant question mark or a huge laughing emoji if you like, if you don't quite understand what or why you are writing. Keep it light. Laugh with glee at each new experience. Please build your journal of your individual experiences. You will refer to them. Our master scribe, our friend here, recorded such an experience. She was in a state of anxiety. She was worried because she was lost in a new town, in a foreign country, on her own, back in the day before online maps and data. When you were lost then, you were truly lost. She felt a pull at her elbow and a whispered, "Go on, follow that woman there." So she followed the woman who was carrying her shopping from a decent distance. Within a few steps, the woman put her key in her front door from the pavement, the sidewalk, and entered her home. Not knowing what to do, almost crying, she kept walking in a straight line through a little public garden at the end of the street. She was looking for a bench to sit and cry. But she found she was at a lookout point overlooking the whole bay. She knew exactly where she was. That experience of following guided nudges is exactly what you journal. At a later date, you can use that memory, and through your imagination, you pull through that feeling. In this case, the flood of relief that a stressful situation all worked out okay. If ever deeply worried about feeling lost, either physically or metaphorically, our master scribe remembers when her guidance was spot on. With a smile of relief, her worry dissipates. The wild child, ego personality, is calmed and soothed. She remembers when trust in her soul guidance stopped panic and fear. Your homework, therefore, is to note all guided nudges and all experiences of higher dimensional love resonating through you, even for the briefest of moments. Take time to do this. Then exercise your talents. Can you capture these vibrations in poetry, prose, drawing or painting, sculpture, pottery? Because you see, in doing this, you are no longer the observer. Rather, you make yourself active participants. You share your gifts. In turn, you raise others up. You become a beacon for others. That is you well on your way to a soul-connected and soul-guided life. You're actively moving towards living in unity consciousness. Before we leave, we remind you again that we, Lord Buddha, YESHUA, and God Shiva, are here as assistants to humanity. When you are feeling despondent in your unhappy times, please reach out to us. Hold out your hand. Ask for us to be there. You must make the first move, as this demonstrates your true intention. We shall hear your call, and be assured we will respond with a loving hug. If you expect, or indeed insist on, dialogue with us, or your guides, assistants, and teachers, please remember that at first you must be soul connected, as this compels pure, uncorrupted signal. This, amongst other modalities, is what you learn at NAMAS University.org. Here you will find a course available entitled Achieve Soul Connection by Dr. Martina Violeta Jung. Work through the steps diligently. Use a diary, journal, or notebook expressly for this learning. This is the work. We leave you now until we speak again in our next lesson. In lesson 139, we will discuss the metaphor of the sack of snakes, a lesson from nature. We are here to assist you on your journey to a full and stable soul connection. We love you. We bow to you. We are your loving brothers in friendship. Lord Buddha, your YESHUA, and God Shiva, in one mind, heart, and voice, in unity consciousness. We shall return. This message was received by Susan Jack and spoken by her. We are delighted to announce the next on-site classes at NAMAS University at Merrymount Nature Station in Quincy, Massachusetts, USA, May the 2nd and 3rd, 2026. Contact Donald Flynn. Please find the link for the website ecotonene.com. That's ecotonene.com in the description below to sign up for these classes. This 2-day program will enhance and deepen your awareness and the personal connections to Amaya, nature beings, galactic beings, and the Merpeople that share our planet Earth AMAYA.
Lord.